Welcome to Sloans Abroad. In today's episode, we are going to be finishing up the birth series, and this is part 3. We're going to be talking about postpartum recovery and what it looked like after my free birth. So I won't get into all of the gory details here, but yes, I sustained a 3rd-degree tear, and I made the decision to allow it to heal at home after consulting with some other birth keepers and midwives. So my game plan for repairing my tear at home without stitches was this. Number 1, I stayed in bed, legs together, did not get up unless I had to go to the bathroom, and I sat on the bed to change diapers. Number 2, I used seaweed strips, not the little salted seaweed Kim packets that you can find at the grocery store, but the big, long, actual leaves from the sea. Indigenous cultures all over the world are well known for using seaweed strips, wet seaweed strips, to close wounds, so that's what I did. Midwifery Today had a really great article on how to do it. I will link it in the description below. And even if you're healing with stitches, it's such a great way to provide more support to the area. I also made sure to get lots of sunshine to the area. Lucky me, I have an 18th floor balcony with no way to see in and a lot of sunshine. So I made sure I spent a lot of time on my balcony making sure that there was sun to my perineum. But the thing that I think helped the most was steaming. I used calendula flour and hot water in a stainless steel bowl and put that on top of a very clean toilet seat and allowed the steam to assist in the healing process. I do not regret for 1 minute staying home and allowing myself to tear in the way that my body knows how to tear. Our bodies tear intelligently around the protective muscle. It's crazy how it works. And for me, that's the only way that I would have done it, and I'm super grateful because now I have a very, very strong pelvic floor. So I'm really grateful that I got what most women nowadays are not able to do, which is stay in bed and rest and relax while someone takes care of them. Like I said in my previous video, I ate primarily eggs, turkey bacon, oranges, orange juice, and bananas. I did my very best to keep the food that I ate soft while I was healing, because that is a whole other story that I'm not even going to get into on here. So my husband brought me food. He kept the house really, really clean. He kept on top of the laundry while I stayed in bed and bonded with the baby. Starting at around 6 weeks postpartum, I jumped into the Mamastaefit's postpartum rehabilitation course. I will also link to that in the description. As you can see, it was very difficult for me at first to squat, to do any of the things that I was really used to. And it made me feel uncomfortable for a little bit because I was afraid that I would never get back to the same level of fitness that I had even after having 3 kids. So this program gave me the confidence in my body that I really needed postpartum. It starts out really gentle with floor work, more diaphragmatic breathing, and over 6 weeks it really helps you close that gap if you had diastasis recti, which the majority of women do after they give birth, when the abdominal walls, the muscles sort of split, and then they knit back together over time. After 6 weeks of the program, I felt comfortable beginning my own exercise routine at home. At this point in time, I still haven't gone back to the gym yet just because of his sleep schedule and mine. It just hasn't been feasible yet, and he's quite attached to me, and I'm okay with that. I would say it took me about 12 weeks to really feel connected with myself again. We started going on walks, started with some shorter walks and then moved up to longer walks. I think my longest walk postpartum now has been about 8 kilometers. I forget what that is in miles, but walked a handful of miles, walked a handful of kilometers. I've gone hiking, went to the top of 303, and now that it's starting to warm up, it's March 2020, and I have a list of hikes and places that I can't wait to explore. It's going to be so much fun. postpartum emotions were actually a lot better this time around, since I already went from a carnivore way of eating to just a higher protein brewer diet back into carnivore, more of an ancestral diet where I do introduce some honey and some fruits as I feel like it. It has been really good for stabilizing my emotions postpartum. I did have the postpartum weepies for, about day 3, day 4 postpartum. And then, I've had some highs and lows, but all in all, my emotions have been really stable, and I contribute that to the way that I eat, how I experience my life as medicine. I will do a video on that upcoming pretty soon, talking about how I found not a doctor, Tommy John, and Dr. Cassie Huckabee, and how I've learned from their information on what it means to truly live your life as medicine. That's all for today, and that's the end of my 3-part birth series on my Freebirth in South Korea. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Now that we're out of quarantine as of today, now that we're done recovering from COVID, we are going to be going out and exploring more. I cannot wait to do some more videos on exploring South Korea. See you guys soon.